Markko Märtin, and he believes he's capable of winning.
That year, it was probably like a 30-kilometer stage, and then 10 kilometers we just went through the tip, and the bonnet went up, and it was not like somebody had left it open or anything. It was just a bit of a...
It's broken the pins, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's like a bit of a design fault actually, I think. And then
how far from the end of the stage do you remember?
It was like 20 k's to the end.
20 k's to the end.
Yeah. But the thing was that I was saying that was a long story before, that I don't think that for a moment I thought about stopping, because I had so much sort of pressure myself that I wanted to win a rally. I was thinking that this bonnet is not going to stop me winning that rally. You know, it's okay. It's another bump on the road, but we will try to do as well as possible. Okay, I'm sitting very low in the car, and I could see through it quite okay. But imagine if you go high speed and you need to see the long distance, then you don't see the distance. You see, like, I don't know, 50 meters, 100 meters in front, but you don't see further, and you don't have any visibility around, so you're just looking from the tank window. You know. It's quite difficult to drive like that, but I think we managed really okay. And I think at the end we were like, I don't know, 5-6 seconds away from the fastest time, to 20 kilometers like that. And I think the visibility wasn't the main thing. The main thing was the heat, because the roof end was blocked with a bonnet. So and the increase, you don't have inside any ventilation in a car. I was really losing my patience. Towards the end of the stage, people had to tell me, like, come on, it's only 3 k's to go or something like that, or 2 k's to go, like, because I started to really sort of not really concentrate anymore. And I remember
we didn't believe you when you came on the radio and said the bonnet had flown up at 20 k's. We looked at the stage time. No. It's flown up near the end.
Yeah, we must have just flown off or something like that.
Low in the car, I remember you and Richard Barnes as well. He used to sit very low in the car.
Yeah.
Really low. I'm sure when people see you on the street, because it happens to me, you know, co-drivers are sitting very low, and then when they see me, Luis, we never thought you were so tall. You know, because in the car, and I'm same with you, because you and Richard was also maybe not as tall as you, but very low. And Richard told me once that he said, Luis, sometimes I see the road from under the steering wheel. You know, it was so low, he said, I feel more the car on my...
One time I had a quite embarrassing moment with that in Australia. I was sitting so low, and the road went slightly over the hill, and there was a junction to the right. And when we're going up, I couldn't really see the road, but I saw there was a gap between the trees. So I thought it must be the junction. I turned there, and then the moment we turned there, I could see, oh fuck, it's the car park. It's not the road. So I had the handbrake come back, and then 20 meters later was the junction. So, but I just couldn't see the place where it was. So sometimes it was a bit on a limit.
But that was another Christian idea, wasn't it? Was to get everything down
as low as possible.
It's the same, the same principle. Everybody, continue using that. You have to have a low center of gravity in a car.
Philosophy.
And you can put the co-driver's map light, 10 centimeters lower and higher. It's like 200 grams or something like that. But if you put like 70 or 80 kilos. Higher or lower, it's a big thing.
Because we started with you in the year 2000, and the first test we did in Spain, when they put the seat of the co-driver completely in the bottom. I'm not so small, I'm 180, just over 180, and I sat in the car, I couldn't see anything. So then eventually I started to put cushions under my seat. You know, and to go up. And then I don't know if it was Christian who came, Luis, this is not the philosophy. You have to go, but I can't see, well, you have to get used to. And then eventually you start to drive, and you start to read the notes on a different way, because you start to follow more trees and other things, because before you could see everything we were sitting, and also on safety, it's much better to be low, much better.